This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and for the first time I'm delighted to be joined by Joel Diaz here in Miami. Joel, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys. Thanks all the media for being here and being part of this event. It's great to see all you guys here in the sport of boxing, and looking forward to a great fight.
Before we do come on to the fight, Joel, as I mentioned to Avni earlier, I've seen you both going around doing your duties with the media and you seem like you've got a very close bond. You wouldn't think you've only been working together for less than 2 years. Talk to me about that. How have you found your relationship away from boxing with Avni?
Avni is a great fighter. He's a great person. Aside from the sport, he's a great human being. He appreciates everything, and he's a good learner. He's a good learner. He analyzes the sport of boxing, and everything we've taught him in the short time, less than 2 years, he has absorbed, and it built confidence in him. So based on that, he believes in himself. He believes in me because the years that he spent in the sport, he says that he's learned more with me in short time than he has in his previous years.
Do you think it was more of a benefit that Avni wasn't able to fight up until now during the pandemic, or would you have liked to have maybe had one fight just to kind of put everything you've worked on in the gym into practice in the ring before this fight?
No. I would have preferred for Avni to fight at least a couple more fights since I got him, so that him and I can adapt with each other, to get to know each other. Because this is my first fight with him. It's tough for me, since Avni Yildirim came to me, and going straight to a mega fight like this is tough. Sometimes when a trainer and a fighter meet for the first time, they need at least 1 or 2 fights, minimum 2 fights, to get to know each other, feel each other, see the character in you, in a fight, working fights. And I didn't have the chance with Yildirim because, he came to me October 2019, and he had a fight mid-year 2020, pandemic hit. So there was no chance to work with him in a fight. So now, all of a sudden, with no opportunity, no chance of working a fight with him, to know him in the ring, we go into a mega fight. So we have to improvise, and obviously we have to put in the work and mentally prepare him. Physically, he's ready to go. Mentally, he's motivated, and we're looking forward to a great fight.
Talk to me about the fight now then, Joel. Obviously, going into this fight, I saw a few articles and a few quotes from yourself saying you want Avni to go for the stoppage, you want to see him be aggressive. Is that what we should expect from him?
No. I mean, it's common sense. I mean, the boxing fans, the boxing analysts know that Canelo Alvarez, being the great fighter that he is, a smart fighter with such a great ability, if we go the distance, it will not be favorable to us. So we have to look for the fight. We have to approach the fight, look for a good fight where maybe we can hurt Canelo, and we're gonna go for the attack. Either if we're not successful, we're at least gonna go in there and put up a great fight, because we cannot leave the fight to the judges. That will not favor us.
I know obviously Eddie Reynoso's just stood over there, so you won't want to give too much away, but having watched his previous fights, Canelos, especially the one with Callum Smith back in December, have you spotted weaknesses that you feel Avni could exploit come Saturday?
You know what, Canelo hardly has weaknesses because he's in his prime. He's at the top of the game right now. To spot weaknesses on Canelo is hard because he is very smart, very slick, great reflex. He has power on both hands. So basically, putting up a plan against him is hard, but it's not impossible. We're gonna go in there. We already put in our work ourselves. Now we're gonna put it to play on Saturday night.
There's a lot of talk that Billy Joe Saunders may be here on Saturday night. What do you make of that? The fact that somebody who may well be the next opponent for Canelo is coming to the fight, even though he's still got to face your guy, even though he's still got to get in the ring with Avni?
It's part of the sport. Obviously they have to sell the fights, and you always see that. And in the sport, in a full contact sport, you cannot look past what you got in front of you. Conor McGregor recently had a fight, and he got beat by a guy he beat before. So you cannot look past what you have in front of you, because it cannot be right for you. If Canelo's looking past Avni, I think he's making a mistake, because Avni is a dangerous fighter. He comes to fight. It's not an easy fight for Canelo, and obviously we know it's not an easy fight for us.
Joel, I'm going to leave a final word to yourself before I let you leave, go and enjoy the rest of your day. For everyone who's going to tune in on Saturday, for everyone who will support you guys, what would you like to say to them?
Well, you know, we are in the sport of boxing, and everybody deserves some respect. I know that nobody knows nobody knows Avni Yildirim, but that's the way the sport is. You don't know a fighter until he surprises you, you know? And hopefully we can surprise so that everybody will always remember Avni Yildirim.
Joel, I appreciate your time. Hopefully I'll speak to you again this week. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Joel. That's brilliant. Thank you.